want to point out Zachary here on the Rays. Quite often see him on the Cypher or generally on the Sentinel role. And here's a good example of you being able to scale forward off of the seaside, right? If you can do it in numbers, if you have a full 5, you can really try and overextend into this part of the map, but it does hurt them.
Yeah, the Paranoid doesn't quite get as much value as you're hoping for. Dark cover also kind of concealing some of these other pistol players on the offensive post plant. Trades are decent. Zach for 4. And now it's just down to Jerk, who gets caught right in the nature. But the impressive start from Zach. He's going to have a hero vandal in this bonus. And Winthrop kind of meeting aggression with aggression of their own. And that's stalled behind, just popping up the Viper's wall.
I mean, I like this from Winthrop here, you know, especially knowing they're up against a bonus, having a pretty clean opener, and they're very, very keen to take these fights. That's going to bode well for the rest of the series here, for those reinforcements to arrive. One coming out through Baby Door here. What can Ange do is the sole anchor here. Able to avoid the paint shells, but the Siege is going to be there. Still good for 2 somehow.
Yeah.
It's like Nasty and Gucci lined up.
With the Nightfall out, the Showstopper just kind of halted in its place. Haunt also just making sure Zach can't quite get over and up. Does he get the hit? Yeah, sure does. Connection, Infiltrator, good. And now the Glazers have numbers 4v2 in the retake.
Moves there. Swings into that Haunt. Gets lit for a brief moment, and they are the solo player here. Goes past him like ships in the night here. Or rather, Infiltrator.
And this is interesting because this sentry turret would lead you to believe that if they're going to set up a post plant, if they get onto C, it'll be a little bit deeper on towards site. It just comes down to can they actually crack the code here.
Deal with the flank.
Yeah, and it did look like this was a call for Winthrop. They wanted to play it deeper in towards the site, but losing Jerk, you do have to have someone on the outside, and the reveal is decent. 1v1 though, goes the way of Gucci. Now the post plant has another exit built over towards Mount.
Smoke is timed well. They've got to run ahead of it now. That's information to Winthrop. But where did the defenders come from on this retake? Now Gucci's free to swing that at his leisure. Man, it's crazy. Got a 1-bot in there as well. All right, he's going to create some space, but Ange remains inside the pit.
Oh, that's
Still
massive.
no attempt at the lockdown.
Yeah, him being in this position is so key. I mean, Winthrop are going to get on towards sighted wall. Infiltrator creates the opening, finding 2, most of it through smoke. And I was about to give a lot of praise that Ange kind of sidesteps everything, but once more, Infiltrator just doesn't seem to give a darn toot about what's in smoke. Still picking things apart. And Drone, last one left, is working on a 1v4, but low HP eventually gets dealt with, and Jerk will finish off the round.
Gucci able to move up behind this. Whoa. Okay, trying to get out. Zachary, yep. Absolutely flattens him. And that's the end of the story. The A aggression here for Winthrop.
Perfectly. Nightfall comes through deep. Paranoia to counter, though. They can stay deep here over towards backside Seaweaver.
There's no way Riku ever checks that angle after contacting a player towards Halls itself. Here from Waterfall, though, the Glazers with 3.
Wow.
Infiltrator gets caught out there as Drone and Precision are a well-oiled machine right now. They're going to have to do a 1 better, though. This time, they don't mess up that defuse.
Yes, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's a Viper Spit available for the offense, and that's going to make this post fight really hard to break down.
This keeps Precision interested, and they're not able to respond as Infiltrator steps in up on that high ground. Now play inside the pit here. It's going to be tough to penetrate, but the Prowlers pave the way for Ange and Riku, who wants to head towards stairs. Moves though the off angle. No one thinking about drop at the moment. Paranoid has come through now. The Fade is not in a position to respond. Nicely done there for Ange. 2v2 in the pit. Ange is decayed all the way down to 1. It doesn't matter. Jerk has to interrupt this now. We're seeing a lot of these 2v1s, 2v2s in the post plants. Jerk has to be perfect. Riku sticking. I don't know if Jerk's aware of this. Gets him off of it. And there's not enough time to defuse.
I could not this time, but Riku's going to stay until the very last second, you would think. Not the case. Drone's going to sacrifice his life here, see what he can pull. 1 for 1's not bad. We'll take that.
And less relevant. This is not really where you want to be playing this from at all. Infiltrator, here's the target thrown up here. Precision ready to play off the contact of it, but he's not ready to make the swing. Infiltrator still gets 1, and Narci's there for the trade. Enviable task of finding a way to pry this open with an operator.
Yeah, there's a long lurk here from Gucci, and Ange has to watch 2 things at once. Good isolation onto the first. Oh, Riku puts away the weapon at the worst possible time. Ange for the 1v2 could be a possibility for a stack. Oh my goodness, they line up. And Ange will collect the clutch.
Player tucked into tree. That's Narci. They're about to get a little bit busy. Here comes that util. Coming out from the other side. My goodness. Zachary might be in trouble as well. Just hanging on down at 28 HP.
30 seconds left.
Moves now, fancies a foray off the side. Can't blame the guy. Beautiful. What an execution. Spike headed towards B already, but moves. He's in hot pursuit and finds his second now with Rico to fall. Unlucky for Gucci there. Seemed like they were well set up to receive this. And don't tell me it's happening again now. Precision in the 1v2, but the Spike is down. There's 10 seconds left in the round. And now the defenders can spread.
No charges.
Wow. Push through into pillars. This would be an incredible read. The problem is a sentry turret here, and wow, that is, you want to talk about prediction.
They were very
Glazers were.
For the Glazers now, it's a matter of just trying to make sure they can maintain as many of these weapons. Really,
one enemy remaining.
With a deficit like this round,
You don't really fancy that improves his chances much for a 1v5 post-plant breakdown, especially considering he's got a re-break over through Mound, but and he kills a decent kill, especially with the purchase of full Vandals on the other side. Triple peek after the little shoulder, cleans things up. So just the one kill. Still watching this. I mean, small door's just not a great option here for Winthrop. There's the reveal. Jerk's now known. Oh, what a bait and switch. I mean, hey, look over here. The sleight of hand. I'm on one side of the door, and then Riku pops out from the other. Moves, though, gets into side. Almost creates a chance to line up a couple, but only collects one. And the Glazers will surely get their post plant set up here.
One enemy remaining.
Ricky here, they've done a pretty decent job of getting embedded on the side. That's stunning. That was by no means enough. Not the plan B that the Glazers were hoping to put together. 8 shells thrown in there. Infiltrator just misses the timing.
My ultimate is ready.
Benassi does not.
For the site, they're going to wait for this dark cover to drop, and then I imagine both angles are going to hit at the same time.
Moves the drone. Ooh. Almost expect him to win them at that point. Big for the attackers, though, now having that extra presence through Hobbit and Baby Doll. Riku. Good for one.
Player standing.
And the only position that hasn't been revealed so far, but you can speculate. Process of elimination means that Winthrop are able to come in and come up with a solution. Does it work? Not particularly. Okay, we actually have a detain. You're never going to be able to push into that angle and come out alive. Drones ahead of the molly. That's big. Gets traded out in the end, but Precision's able to make his way up on this B side now. Going to draw that Prowler out, draw out the Showstopper. Precision does go down, and it was Infiltrator. Takes a bit of damage on that exchange, but happy enough. Infiltrator's too low for this. There's no way he gets away with this. Zachary brings him to heal. Now in the post plant. Yes, we do have Riku's operator in play. This Jerk who has to walk out into essentially a crossfire.
Yeah. That's pretty value for the Glazers. I mean, you soften up the setup at C by dealing with, the defensive Killjoy utility, and then you force out the Viper's Pit off, but the Showstopper comes a bit awry. Moobs can still hold this ground, and does he ever?
Spike
2 for 2. Unreal trading from Moobs.
Jerk now into drop, but doesn't really have a target. Needs to wait for Gucci to slowly shimmy down that rope, and the timing is sublime from Zachary. What prescience from him.
What you want, so you get out of there with the Vandal.
There's so many of these possibilities for the defenders. Snakebite there, a little maladroit in its placement. Ricky paranoia. Here comes Infiltrator. Satchel's in. Now has a decent gun to work with. Immediately traded out by Zachary there. It's going to be moves though. Winthrop, the defenders.
What?
Unreal.
What?
Zachary double satchels himself now up into upper. So that 3 times without stuttering. Moves just cut down to the door. The paranoia is there, but I mean, the crosshairs were already placed well in advance. What a answer back here from the Glazers. If they can keep this clean, it would be devastating. And that Showstopper is going to do what exactly?
Nothing. And all of that is because Zach, his burst through, all of a sudden gives them a different angle at this post plant. You just don't have to reveal anything, but Winthrop are still finding a couple of the kills. Zach finally reveals the play, but Jerk can't quite snap over. Good double face from the Glazers, and they're going to get the back point. Holding their defense deep over towards A, and the Glazers, they may think they can just walk up this freely, but Nas is on the corner. Nasi's got the timing, but only catches one. Information transmitted, and the defense starts to move over to assist, but there's going to be a showstopper here with the Torp collected.
Infiltrator's not in a good position to make use though of this stinger. This is not where you want the SMG player to be, but he's still able to find the elimination and on the play with a Showstopper no less. Satchel, break the crosshair placement, but Drone's a little bit too canny for just spotted a player at drop.
All the contact here at stairs could be everything. Wall goes back up. Gucci holds the angle, wins the 1v1, but now it's just down to Jerk on the other side. Knows he has to isolate over towards Tree, but doesn't find the shot.
Attackers win.
Oh, what an affair in the last handful of rounds there, Uber.
Snowman over towards Kitchen. So at least he's in a position where he can get here in advance. To press the Viper. All right, we're going to go for a hit. Just a hard hit through the wall. Anders able to find that. Plant.
Yeah, I think that was a nanostorm that got thrown over from the middle of the map. I don't think it was there initially, so good timing on it. Spike take it up. Jerk does find one, but this will be a safer place to plant. And all you've got is one Lear to play with here if your moves.
Enemy remaining.
Okay, moves able to get healed up though, but has to deal with a double face in the end. That jet off angle that she can play up in your face defensively. Okay, so no info really for the Glazers. Very limited anyway. And here it is. Moves able to explode and then just miss instantly. Wingman is not getting that plant down at all. Infiltrator gets involved now. 4 up for the defenders. Drone needs to try and navigate this without any real util to speak of, and he dangerously moves. Down to a paltry 1 HP. A time swing here from Infiltrator could be huge. Moves close. Where's the contact? Moves able to win it out on their own. Precision now. Trades. This is so messy. So messy from the Glazers. Too late.
Clear the space, put the knife out, block it with the smoke, get the wingman to plant. And now Precision, who is still kind of an unknown quantity, over mid-map, does get beat by Infiltrator. And whoa, okay, weapon collected. Now it's going to be a quick re-wrap back in towards mid. Got to go quick here if you're Winthrop.
Zachary's got to do something. He's got to try to find a way to scale forward. He just holds his ground and finds 3 instead. Okay.
The question really for me here is, does Winthrop have any sort of confidence that where this setup is currently set to may not make much of a difference? The hit's kind of been telegraphed now with this execute over towards A. Wingman not going to get planted. The nanostorm in place for it, but Riku still finds the opener. The only question mark here for the Glazers, is there anyone on the flank? But moves Empress. Pop doesn't quite get onto the dismiss fully. So Riku will tally 3, and the offense stays on the site. Infiltrator now stepping in with the op.
Spike goes standing by Infiltrator's feet. He can absolutely hold his ground here. Precision now has to come up. They have to play aggressive. 24 seconds left. Beautiful stuff.
See it here, Lear pop, but the Glazers deny that utility, and all of that forward space that gets gained doesn't result in anything. It's immediately pushed back. Infiltrator does take down 1, but not a trade. I was going to say, you had a player still isolated, but Moobs gets back and he stays safe for at least a little while longer until nanostorm from the angle. So he's going to get some contact here, you'd think. There's still a flash available for Drone. That gets popped immediately, and the hit is on. First shot lands. Help from Gucci. Good. Numbers now with Winthrop.
Whoa, hang on a minute. Drone almost rolling back the years there. And remember, Moobs doesn't have a way to get away there, so some help coming from screens. Crash is removed. Moobs be forced off that tighter angle. Give it ready to receive as Zachary comes around a corner. The Rainer is popping off. That's 3, and that'll have to be enough. Now it's Drone, of course, who is felled inside that null command.
I got the spike.
And Riku, the only one actually standing. Safe-ish place to bring the KO back into the game, but yeah, I like that. The snake bite's going to deny that. There to be a plant.
Spike's sticking. Thanks, little man.
This is going to give him a chance at this. Winthrop does get entry, but the Infiltrator's hurt up top. Doesn't matter. Timing of the swing down low is good.
Flank pressure through mid, but there's already Winthrop players ready to receive that kind of presence. Okay, Hunter's Fury comes out. There was a tag off that one.
What?
He's having to deal with Drone, and oh my goodness, Winthrop showing signs of starting to run away with this. Let's see if I can make something of this.
Moobs has got a read on this, though.
There.
To get the corner peek. No, not fully. The sentry turret may have provided some visual distraction. But, wow. This defense is looking mighty fine. And Infiltrator is not.
There's no 2 ways about it. And always has the unenviable job of going at like a minute 10 up tube and dying. This time is no different.
That's one of those hard scope flicks that just feels good. I mean,
okay, already so off no contact really. Defensive wiper ball thrown up. All of Winthrop piling on through it though. They're more than happy to take some space, and Infiltrator's far from done here. Eventually punished. The Gucci hot on his heels for the trade.
I mean, there may not be another team as good as Winthrop in that extra Riku scouted. Lear gets placed, kind of counters out the Dizzy. And the retake from the middle of the map is also kind of labored, but Riku does well. Goes 1 for 1, pulls the defense of this post plant really far away from the spike. And Ange can step up, play a little bit of bodyguard. Gucci hoping for the spray down, but time is an issue. The reload has to come through. Ange is just playing a little bit of pogo stick on the corner. And Zach will get the hold for the Glazers to win.
The Infiltrator now behind the Lear. Looking into the back of the site, but have to respect the presence there at screens. Moob's going to play the other side of this wiper wall, and Infiltrator gets that high ground position. Position good for 1, and it's got to be headshots for the Aloe this round to get kills. And Infiltrator makes it a 1-4-1. Straight into the site, go Winthrop. They're happy to fight, always have
Enemy
been.
remaining.
They're looking good.
Spike
Yeah,
planted.
looking really good. Stay away from the Bucky. And, well, Infiltrator just gets to work. He's having himself, have enough time and space to still wrap back over. Otherwise, you could do this. Just kind of delay an inevitable hit and then come help stack over towards the mid side of the map. Drone tested in the corner, gets the first, but here comes the power of moves off the overheal.
There.
Back to 129 HP. Wall's the only thing standing in their way.
And got dragged off
Enemy
of
remaining.
the potential flank there by the activation of the Viper's Wall of B. Okay. But Winthrop, no, like they just have to peek
In
together.
that space, try to separate this offense when they commit to a site and have a natural flank in play. Like, it's a bold call, but Riku may have to make it. And okay, that's a key elimination at a key time. 42 seconds on the clock.
That could be absolutely key. Zachary posts up on the angle, knows Gucci was going upstairs. This Infiltrator also set up on pipes, and that's
Come on.
devastating. That could be it right there. Star player neutralized at such a crucial part of the round.
Enemy remaining.
And Winthrop are just going to roll them. It's just Ange left. Again, holding that angle from yellow. Been very serviceable from that spot. Now being forced into a retake here. The Glazers are in the absolute bloody doldrum.
Top tube control that leads to mid and an opportunity to burst through kitchen if they want to. Unreal.
Oh, that is devastating. Riku just doesn't have enough to cover because there's someone on top of tube. They're drawn off that angle. Zachary at least able to trade back. A moves has gotten awful deep now in halls. Timing in there for Zachary could be good to catch that halls player. Yeah, moves just sort of tucking in on that hallway. Zachary is bailing the Glazers out of the...
Holding deep through Snowman. Jerk baits the plant. And just timing is decent here.
remaining.
Whoa! What a
Down
knife
B.
from Zach. He was running out of tools. Now the reset. And all of a sudden, Nasi's by himself. The dash forward. And the ace for Zach.
Begins.
Hell of a time to have number 13 right now, though.
How many
Holy
times you
cow.
played Brigitte?
Yeah.
That's a real scoop. What an evolution from this player is my point. Now really taking center stage on this Glazers team.
Question will be if the Glazers commit to this. Oh, so do they check for this window play? Position in trouble. Oh, good battle back. And now there's numbers here for the Glazers. Null command already popped. Killjoy still available for the lockdown if needed. Moves holding on to one corner. Infiltrator goes up top. Still possible here for Winthrop to try to deal with this lockdown. They're gonna try to push through it. Unreal.
Good. Yeah, they can compete for that lockdown. Kicking and screaming across the map to try and win a 1 versus 3 to keep the Glazers in challenges. It's not to be. Winthrop close it out. Evening up the series here, a 1-1, and sealing the Glazers' fate. Powerful post plant with this setup, and they have halls well and truly held.
Yeah, elbow's a great spot to try to hold with pistols, especially considering the utility they have, but that's just an unnecessary peek right there for Drone trying to play a little bit off the dark cover. That doesn't work. And now all of a sudden the paint shells clear out more space. And honestly, yeah, there's really nowhere for the Glazers to go except for in the waiting arms of the Jerk, who they didn't realize was holding that back angle. Even I know there's been a lot of conversation surrounding, you know, it is kind of a different ask for him. I will say his races look particularly good. Wow, one ways. Kills to go into stingers here, but all that is just Jerk putting together a one-way and completely stops the round in its tracks. Moves still getting to
Spike
work.
down,
Sheriff
mid.
mid-map. This guy is unreal.
It's going to be an illuminating hawk there. Hands lets it tick. Here's the C. Still, though, Sting are going to be a
Enemy
problem.
remaining.
Even if you are chained to some degree to the one spot. Infiltrator was able to respond to that pretty quickly. Oh, like they know where precision is already. To kick off this bonus round. Ooh. Not sure if that... Oh, I see. That was intentional. Gucci can play from inside the dark cover. Here's the Nightfall, though.
Wow, Moves is going to have to play this 1v4, essentially. Doesn't have much of an exit. Great blast pack. Breaks the setup of the aim. Fault line doesn't quite get there in time to touch, so... Yeah, good moment of recovery here for the Glazers. Nasi
Enemy remaining.
just down to a single point of health, essentially. And that will likely be the round. Jerk, no reason not to go with this. See if you can try to find the way to punish a little bit more on this Glazers economy. Great flash throw over the top. Timing is perfect. The Glazers only lose one. Breaks the aim a little bit. It's another good moment there, kind of highlighting one of the players for TG. As the walk up now through mid is supported by flash play. And yeah, how about this for creativity? The defense almost has to reset and play from the offensive side of the map here if they want to have any chance of holding this site.
Nasi lost his nerve there. Zachary bearing down upon him so fast, he tried to get the safety. That's a free kill given over. Infiltrator at least able to play off the trip there in market. It's going to be a problematic position if the Glazers can't clear it. The smoke breaks it up. Infiltrator got a 1v1 and a freebie through the smoke. He has the showstopper out. And he's just able to play from the fringes of that season. The paint shells not affecting the Omen. And they're straight into the firing line. An Infiltrator makes it. I'm not intentionally dropped to allow Gucci to play from inside it. That was cute. There's going to be a double swing here in just a moment. Oh, looks good, but it gets broken up by moves throughout the off angle. Defensive pop gets them two. Riku at least having to salvage one of those weapons here, but Ange is living awful dangerously. Riku now next up onto the starter's block. There'll be time here for the breach and the raise to set up.
Well, that paranoia doesn't really clear as much as I think they were intending. Yeah, that's not well timed.
Down A.
An Infiltrator just gets the angle for free. Doesn't really get pushed off by the dark cover either, though he elects to push through it and Drone there to meet him. So now we go to the 2v2. Null Command at the ready if Drone feels necessary, but the timing about this dark cover fading is really where the round comes to cover, but the reveal will come out. Ange will teleport away to try to give some sort of a distraction to this follow-up hit, but there's just not enough health to stand tall on it. Cyber Cage, same situation in a certain regard, but as the Null Command gets popped, Winthrop are going to have an exact read on where this hit's coming from, but the good first blood by Drone and the little step away from precision is so well measured, and TG now have a good post plant, well, you'd think.
Now, Riku is there, though, at the very least here, playing up in B-lobby, knows that Jerk is coming. They give away their position, though. That's Ange at least who's able to capitalize. Paranoia is good. Get up close towards Drone here. Gucci's still healthy.
Shadows traveling.
These are very, very difficult post plants to play.
Oh yeah!
Widen the angle, you have to swing there. Here comes Thrash in the swing off of it. Yeah. Elementary, my dear Watson, 2 rounds now. They get up mid pretty early. So much so that Winthrop weren't ready to have a crossfire on it, but the flash is good. Oh, it's brilliant. Here comes Infiltrator, far from done. Making a triple down as Riku falls to the showstopper. Protects him from being picked off instantly, but all of this information about the Omen's whereabouts is very well known. Good to the is it? Okay, apparently not. Gets himself an elbow. Forward util out though. As a short.
And they're controlling the conversation from really start to finish.
Double satchel tiles.
Yep.
Now off the foul line. Too easy.
I mean,
Zachary trying to respond with the showstopper though. Okay, we take those. That's a high value kill, and Zachary's found a second. Oops. ADS swinging out there in the mid. Hang about. The Glazers, like you said, had a real chance here, and now that's even more.
Or not. Just go in and stop the plant. And can he step into sight? That's the real question. Tries to, but never even looks to elbow.
Holding angle here. Zach looking for his second ace of the day. 20. Gotta respect this now as the fight comes in on the other side of that box. Cyber Cage thrown up here. Zachary brought down Jerk. 20 HP. 20. Sprayed through desperately. Oh my goodness, Jerk! You are disgusting!
Coming from, and they can put together a response. It's just so good for Winthrop.
Zachary was able to play ahead of the troops, but kind of gives himself away with the paint shells thrown into market. Gucci there. Saddam Boba. Zachary trying to hold that right side angle. Ange goes up and challenges. Isn't punished for it? Question mark. Moves able to at least get the 1-for-1. Zachary only 85 HP. Riku struggling to hang in here. And it might be another time for a Infiltrator round. Almost gets yacked on there. And eventually is brought to heel. So the by 2 satchels on your pistol. Heck yeah, brother. Position now being forced to fold back away from those. And this guy will not be stopped. Oh yeah. He built a little dip today. Zachary here, paint shells. I'm trying to swing from behind him here, just in case there was a plant happening in default. Spoilers. It wasn't. Now he's embedded on the side at the very least here. Is the spike is headed in towards spawn? Excuse me. They're making noise, and Ange hears it all.
Did they check this angle quickly?
Take this one.
Oh, knife out. Hello? Is this thing on? Unreal. Good fault line to follow up.
Oh, that's wrong. Riku's going to be there, though. Right, this game is descended into an absolute...
True. And it's going to be on...
How long they sat here waiting?
That's the real question, and okay, timing will work out. So it's not 2 here.
Okay, well, the Prowler at least eats up the tripwire. Moves can clear that without exposing himself, but I don't think he thinks precision is there. There's another tripwire in play, of course.
Spike down.
Or rather, it never actually got removed by the looks of things.
Way to retake here. There is a knife that could be tossed to get a look. but they've already cleared out market. There's the knife a little bit deeper. It does reveal at least one. Drone able to collect. Now we go 2v2. Definitely a chance. It just comes down to can they get into the space and time, because you have a Bulldog and a Stinger,
remaining.
and that's the problem. Ange can't really get into part of the play.
Remaining.
3 kills.
Nasty doesn't just group up with Jerk here and play the double swing. That feels like it almost guarantees you the round win. Now Jerk under some pressure. Drone's going to go and challenge this. Better fam. Thrash here defensively. It doesn't make it to its target. It gets picked off either way. Here's the double pressure from Marker, but Infiltrator gets ahead of it. This guy's feeling for timing has been sublime this map. Bloody hell, that is nasty.
Porting, but the double bass spikes don't really come through fully. And now the Nightfall has to be used to try to break through this trap wire setup, which it does. Into the site, Infiltrator's just not freaking missing.
And he's far from done. He knew exactly where Angel will be sitting. Care of the Nightfall. Now it's just a matter of cleanup. Okay, from Zach. I like that. Fighting Infiltrator here, but Gucci, do they know that Aaron's still embedded? I like that they double check it, but they get sprayed down, which has been the bloody story of the entirety of Sunset.